Joining us now is Jamil Jaffer, founder and executive director of the National Security Institute. He's also the former associate White House counsel to President George W. Bush. Jamil, always a pleasure to have you on the show. Now, Griner's trial began on Friday. We saw her walk into the courtroom, but once inside, she was reportedly placed in a cage with a bottle of water and a bag of cookies. What should we make of this? Is that unusual for Russia when it comes to trials?
Well, you know, Jay, I mean, the entire situation is unusual. The idea that you'd have an American WNBA star, a two-time Olympic gold medalist, six-time All-Star, who plays for a Russian women's basketball team, UMC Ekaterinburg, the idea that she would be arrested and held for this long, a week before the beginning of the Ukraine war, the idea that somehow this is unrelated to the war or isn't being used as leverage against the United States is ridiculous. What's clear is this is a show trial. This is a show arrest designed to pressure the U.S. as we support Ukraine in the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, the war that Russia started.
There have been calls, of course, to get Griner back home. The U.S., as we mentioned, maintains that she's being wrongfully detained in Russia. Is the Biden administration doing enough to bring her back? What should be done?
Well, look, I think more needs to be done. Sherelle Griner, Brittany's wife here back home, has made the point that she only just met with National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan and Secretary of State Antony Blinken this past week. She hasn't yet met with President Biden. We haven't highlighted it. It took us up till May to declare her essentially a political prisoner, even though she was captured and she was arrested in February, a week before the Russian invasion of Ukraine. So, you know, we've got to do more. We've got to put significantly more pressure on Russia and make clear that we don't view this as a normal criminal trial. She had a small amount. Admittedly, look, she brought illegal drugs into the country, hashish oil, right? But they knew she was coming. They were keeping an eye out for her. She brought 2 cartridges of vape oil into the country. The idea this is smuggling, drug smuggling, or the like, or should be subjected to 10 years in prison is laughable on its face. And the administration needs to make that clear and put pressure on the Russian government to hand Brittany Griner back over to the United States.
What does that pressure look like to you? Could there be a prisoner swap? What are some of the options?
Well, you know, I don't think a prisoner swap would really be appropriate here. If that's what we need to do, well, then so be it. But look, the Russians have her on trumped-up charges. It's not like Brittany Griner was a spy or accused of being that. That's the typical prisoner swap context. In this case, they're upset because we're protecting Ukraine, we're defending Ukraine and supplying weapons. Brittany Griner is a pawn in that. The idea that she's been held this long and might be subject to 10 years in a Russian prison, again, is something the administration needs to make clear is totally unacceptable and will require the U.S. to do even more on Russia, whether that's additional sanctions or the like, or prevent their athletes from traveling, arrest their athletes. We've got to do what it takes to get Brittany Griner back, and it can't be some sort of, well, you know, we're going to swap a spy for Brittany Griner or limit our action in Ukraine. The Russians are doing something unlawful, as they do with the war in Ukraine. We should make it clear and stop it from doing this.
And Griner's trial is expected to be a slow one. Does a lengthy trial make her an even more valuable asset for Russian propaganda?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's exactly what they've done. They've stretched this thing out as long as possible. And now they're bringing her to trial. They're putting her in this cage. They're treating her shabbily. They're saying essentially, look, this is what happens to Americans when the U.S. is not working with Russia, is not doing what we want them to do. And the point should be, this is unacceptable. The president should be on television every day saying to Vladimir Putin, this is unacceptable. We won't take this. You can't treat Americans this way. Because if Vladimir Putin can get away with it, what other tin pot dictator thinks they can get away with detaining Americans too and acting illegally? We've got to put a stop to this now. The White House needs to do a lot more immediately.
Yeah, so much concern about her safety and well-being right now. Jamil Jaffer, founder and executive director of the National Security Institute. Thank you so much for your time and your expertise, sir.
Thanks, Jay.